Then I got to play. That's what I'm saying. You feel me? So he knew what he was doing the whole time. He ain't want to play. If you ain't want to play, then just fair sim it. But he want. But when I told him how you gonna fair sim it when I was ready, you wasn't. So you know what I'm saying? Boom, boom, boom. This nigga go say, I text Dante like, how you gonna get that? Dante like he already sent the proof. So it's like, what can I say for real? You know what I'm saying? So it was like I was, hey, take it for what it is. Take it for what it is, man. I said that's crazy, Pete. Pete though, you 1-11. The fuck you need that win for? I'm like, man. Then I had a dev trade game too, man. That I want to make sure. Let me go make sure that it was a forced loss and not a fair sim. Did not feel much better if it was a fair sim, even though it shouldn't have been a fair sim. But yep, he got the win. They forced the loss for him. But why would he want? But why would he want the win if he's 1-11 with the number one pick? You know what I mean? But it's not gonna get me out the playoffs because I'm up 3 games. The only way that I'm gonna get out the playoffs is the Panthers got to win all 4 of these games, and the Panthers ain't about to win all 4 games, and that means I gotta lose all 4 games. I'm not about to lose all four. I play the Panthers after I play Seattle. I gotta play Seattle right now. I'm about to play Dane right now. That's why I said I needed that win too, bro, or at least try to get that win. Fucking up my playoff seed. Like Don he didn't even give me a chance to even contest it. Like it was he sent in the picture like I was on 2K. Like at that point I ain't even say nothing. I don't like fucking. I said what I said and I'm like, how the fuck I got 30 minutes and then Dante said, well, usually we go by 15 if you respond. I'm like, that's not written down on paper though. Like that's not on paper. You gonna go by some shit that's in your mind? I don't know that. That's what I say, man. They lucky this the only league I can play. They lucky, bro. This the only league I can play, man. This shit be blowing like the shit, like what Jones said the other day, kind of making me think about this shit all differently now. That's what I'm saying. It's not fair. I don't think it's fair over here. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't even gonna cop to you, friend. Motherfucker.
Just a few miles from the Gulf Coast of Florida at Raymond James Stadium here in Tampa.
Nah,
Here's the Spring League star, Jake Bates, to get us started. And off we go from Tampa. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line.
Let's go now. 79 Broncos.
They'll bring one of the tight ends in motion left.
Hut, hut.
To throw is Thomas. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. 13 yards on the game's opening play.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Cougar 19.
Now Thomas. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard.
I think the defense surprised him there with that blitz on 1st down, but give him credit. Stayed cool under pressure and still found a way through the extra rushers for positive yardage. Well done.
Ready. Street. Ready.
Here's Thomas. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. You talk about this Seahawk defense. And they find themselves just outside the top 10 in the league against the pass, currently bringing up the number 11 spot.
Take those rankings, throw them right out the window, because this is what you prepare for. This is what you practice for. This is what you think about. The ultimate test, taking on the number 1 overall offense in the league.
Let's go.
Thomas will look to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have the Buccaneers 1st down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1. The Bucs at 9-4 now on the year. And Charles, they were losers last time out. What do you think they need to do differently here?
Well, I don't think it needs to be as drastic as burning up last week's game tape or not watching it, but the attitude has to be what's done is done. Let's move on. Put that one behind them, galvanize themselves, and go forward and get a win in this one.
2 first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10.
Go, Rig. Go. Ready.
They run for the first time here with Rashad White. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 15 yards as Tampa Bay picks up the first.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Here we go.
In motion goes the tight end. Back to throw now on 1st down. And he fires one incomplete.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
Second and 10.
Here we go, shot. Hawk 70, Hawk 70. Ready.
They go with White on the counter. And he'll be taken down at the 33, a pickup of about 4. Well, this defense for the Seahawks, they were very good last week in the win over New Orleans.
And I think our statistician, we ended up having to bring the blue tent and put it around him for a while because he was developing a hand injury from having to write down all the turnovers this team forced. 5, 6, 7, 8. Absolutely unbelievable. I hope he'll recover.
Go.
Off the play fake. Thomas rolling to his right. He throws it on the move but can't connect as that falls incomplete.
They certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield. but they never did.
And Gay knocks this one through, and the Bucs take a 3-0 lead. Well, when they began that opening drive, they didn't have the best field position, but they were able to move the ball enough, Charles, to just get in his range to take the 3-0 advantage.
Absolutely, because considering where they began that series, I think they're pretty happy to be sitting at 3-zip right now.
And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one. And now the Bucs deciding to take a timeout defensively. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. And they'll run. It's Ken Walker. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, said he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to him.
Now Willis to throw. This is Fant on the short completion. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here.
70 Ranger. Set up. 60 by 6. 19 tight. 19 tight. Trap 60. Trap 60. 60 Bobcat. 60 Bobcat.
In motion right, that's Metcalf. Now Willis. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And he's got it inside the 10. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. DK Metcalf, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Seahawks are able to answer the early 3 points and take a first quarter lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And a good kick pays off as he's only able to get this out past the 10-yard line.
Ready, set.
The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And, Charles, you look at these two teams, these are those kind of litmus test games in the second half of the season that if you're a coach or a player, you can either really look forward to them or really dread them, depending on your point of view.
And if you're dreading them, you're not going to go very far in the playoffs. You need to look forward to these kind of games because here we've got 2 division leaders, both real contenders for the NFC title. And you're right, you love having easy games on your schedule, but you need some games like this to toughen you up a bit and ensure that you're ready for the shock of playoff football.
From the 17, here's 2nd and 4.
Ready. 70 Lions. Set up.
They run straight ahead here with White, and they'll get him down here at the 23. Another 6-yard carry, same as last play. First down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Roll, roll, roll. Down. Hey, check that, streets. Ready.
They go right back to White here on first down. And he'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
Consecutive positive runs for him on the last 2 snaps. He certainly appears to be trying to put the offense on his back and just move them down the field when his number is called. The way he's running it, I'd keep going back to him.
Here now, 2nd and 4.
Let's go now. Rig it. Panther 60. Panther 60. Big Lion. Check out.
And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. Give him 4 yards as he does it himself, and it's a first down.
I do know that owners, when they watch their quarterbacks run with the football, they usually hold their breath because that's the franchise. But when you're getting that kind of a gain, hard to argue against calling it.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Unlock Lion. Unlock Lion. Ready, ready. Hurt. Hurt. Right there, right there. Hurt. Rig alert. Rig alert. Ready.
White running to the left. And he'll get what he can up the middle, 3 yards. That'll bring up 2nd down. You talk about this Seahawk defense. They were very good last week in the win over the Saints.
I lost count of the number of turnovers that were occurring in that game,
did.
right? I mean, I had a clicker going after a while. 5, 6, 7, 8. It was unbelievable. There haven't been that many turnovers or takeaways, however you want to say, in the game since the Reagan administration. This is absolutely unreal.
I was in diapers.
Panther Street. Panther Street. Check smash. Check smash. Go.
They stay on the ground with White. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Here we go.
They'll send the tight end in motion.
Cup 19. Cup 19. Hut, hut.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And that's going to be incomplete.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly. Enforcing incompletions.
On 4th down, Ryan Stonehouse on to punt. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. This is taken around the 12. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Seahawk football here to start quarter number 2. As they'll start with a 1st and 10 at their own 20. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And they, as mentioned, unbeaten to this point in the year, but you think this game, their toughest test yet.
I absolutely do, because to me, this is a good measuring stick game because they've been able to take advantage of the schedule. But here, this is another team leading its division with an eye on making a Super Bowl run, so this game is crucial.
Now Willis. Throw out wide to Walker. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. 1st down Seattle on a pickup of 13.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. 13-yard gain yet again, just like last play. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage, and tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
Walker now on 1st and 10. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup. And, oh, boy, nobody wants to see this. That's the running back, Kenneth Walker, who appears to be injured. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. From just shy of midfield, here's 2nd down and 7. Willis. Flush to his right. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Lucas Van Ness in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. If you want a lesson on how to defeat an offensive tackle, that was pretty textbook.
Is that a clip and save?
Yes.
That's what's going to go around the league, and people are going to watch that and say, my goodness, that's how you do it. And I feel awful for the offensive tackle because we always talk about the athleticism of that guy who just beat him. Well, you have to be athletic to try and block that guy. Just in this case.
Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Still going. So the interception there. And, Charles, I'd imagine that's something you can maybe live with in December, but not come January.
And I love how you make the distinction there. You're talking about regular season versus the postseason, the playoffs. Because these guys, they've already clinched a playoff spot, but they know, looking ahead, when they get into the postseason, they've got to take better care of the football because turnovers in that situation, they really become magnified.
Now they'll change things up.
Panther 11, Panther 11. Ready?
Throwing to start the drive. Thomas eluding the pressure right. Able to make something out of nothing there. 17 yards and a 1st down.
I can't be sure how much of that was planned pre-snap, but it certainly opens up some avenues for their offense. And if he can stay a threat to break off those kind of runs, it'll pull defenders away from coverage and open up some choice throwing lanes for him moving forward.
Go!
1st down, here's White. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. 41 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. With that run, double check my math. Yes, he has hit 8,000 career rushing yards.
And that's fantastic. That means he's now approaching the top 50 all-time rushers in NFL history. That means he just sped past Terrell Davis, who's in the Hall of Fame. And now he's just got to go ahead and be strong and run hard because he's chasing down Larry Zonka.
Warrior 70. Hut, hut.
Throwing on 2nd down. Thomas. This will be caught at about the 6. And the Bucs are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line.
70 Timberwolves. Hut.
Now a throw here out wide. He might be looking to throw this again. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5.
Go! Street! Street! Ready, ready?
And he's in. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Rashad White with career touchdown number 94. He ties both Jerome Bettis and Priest Holmes on the all-time list. And the Buccaneers have retaken the lead. Matt Gay on for the extra point. And it's through, and that makes the lead 10-7. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Been a little bit of an interesting start. The first drive for him, Charles, they had the passing touchdown. The second drive, he threw the interception. So we'll see what this third drive of the ball game brings.
Yeah, it's kind of a tiebreaker, isn't it? I mean, that's the tough part for them and for him because, yeah, things went really well in that first one, not so well on the second one. He wants to get back to what he did to get this game going. And it's a real luxury when you have a guy who can turn a short throw into a solid gain at any moment. Once he caught that ball, he ID'd where the open grass was and got there in a hurry to pick up a new set of downs for his offense.
2 minutes remaining in the first half. 10-7, our score. Willis will look to throw it. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Lucas Van Ness. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a second and very long. This is Fant on the short completion.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion, but I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Able to convert on 3rd and 14. A terrific play call.
They talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a first down.
A little juke. A solid stiff arm. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. 25 yards the pickup there, and also a first down. A lot of running backs, a little bit of a disadvantage when you start talking MVP. Might not be the case this year. You think he's got a shot, don't you?
I do. I think he's got more than a shot, but what he's going to need here down the stretch this late in the season, he needs that big closing game, that game that we're all going to reflect on and go, oh my goodness, did he put up a number, let's say 200 plus?
Here we go, sack! Cougar 19! Hut, hut.
Here's Walker. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3.
You know, when this offense gets down here near the end zone, they're going to turn to their bell cow. This guy's been a touchdown machine all year. Excellent job stopping him there on first down.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. Back to throw, Willis. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
They're putting together a drive here in the final minutes of the half, but the coverage has been tight all game long, and they certainly want to keep them off the scoreboard here.
Ready up!
They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. Completes it to Fant on the right side. And he will score. Touchdown, touchdown, Seattle. Noah Fant, his 21st touchdown of the season. And the Seahawks will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead is now 14-10. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. A slim deficit here in a one-possession game. Not much time left, obviously. We'll see if they can march this down the field, at least get 3, and take some momentum into the locker room. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
What an advantage having an elite guy in the middle of the defensive line, because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
In motion, the tight end. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. He's going to loft one deep left side here. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Keely Ringo picks it off. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And they'll have time for one play. There's 2 seconds on the clock. Last play of the half, Willis. He's going to air one out. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. The Seahawks with the advantage, and they get the football first as the second half is underway. And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better. And I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation to pick up those pass rushers, because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
It's a gain of 12, first down Seahawks.
Good, sure hands there from a guy not accustomed to catching a whole lot of passes. But how about the way he was able to pull that one in and pick up good yardage?
So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 47. Now Willis to throw. And he takes a shot on the release, as this will be incomplete.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now after getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Let's go now.
Back to throw, Willis. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs 28. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme, and you can drop.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. DK Metcalf. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Seahawks add 6 to their lead. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes it a 21-10 game. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And that's going to skip into the end zone for a touchback. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. Well, the opposition laid down the challenge and opening drive touchdown here to start the second half. And, Charles, now you feel like this group needs to get an answer because this all of a sudden is a 2-score game.
Yeah, you're right about that. What was a small, manageable spread to overcome? A little bit more daunting now. I think you're exactly right. Pressure is on because you don't want them getting the ball back with a chance to really extend this lead out. Early down stuff's to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
Mustang 19. Hey, smash. Hut.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Flushed out right. And he's got the hook up here. Complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
Hiking 18.
In motion left goes a tight end.
Ready, ready.
They'll go up the middle with White, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12.
7 Pirates, 7 Pirates. Get up.
Back to throw. Thomas escaping the pressure right. He's got White here. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. Call it a gain of 3 on the play. And that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9. And they'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first.
Here we go, here we go. Ready.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Flush to his right. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. Give him 8 yards that time on the scramble, and now 4th down.
He didn't like what he saw downfield, decided his best course of action was to take off and run. And that ended up being a gamble that did not pay off for him. Now they would have to gamble again if they want to keep this series going.
Here's Ryan Stonehouse now. He'll boot it away from about his 35. And a fair catch called for and made at the 12-yard line. It'll wind up just a 35-yard punt, no return. And it'll be Seahawk football as they take over deep in their own territory. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind.
And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Ken Walker with career touchdown number 109. That ties him with Barry Sanders on the all-time NFL list. And the Seahawks are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is up to 18 now. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Looking to throw. Thomas. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Under pressure, they got him again. Call it a loss of 4 there on the sack. And speaking of the number 4, it brings up 4th down now. Here's Ryan Stonehouse now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And good coverage there by the punt team. They're able to get down there and drop him with authority. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Up the middle they run. It's Walker. Runs through the contact. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. 149 yards rushing now for the NFL leader coming into this ball game.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. From 10 yards out. And the Seahawks get another 3rd quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. Extra point right down the middle. And they open the lead up now to 25. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And really, Charles, not much of a surprise that they're losing. They just haven't been able to get much of anything going in the pass game. And as you well know, in today's NFL, if the passing game isn't working, usually not much else is working either.
You're exactly right about that, partner. And I know that right now the easy answer would be, hey, let's run the football. But that might not be everything you need. So despite the fact that they've struggled throwing it, they've got to find some type of a play, multiple plays, that puts the ball in the air and allows for them to have some success.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. They'll come up 2nd and 7.
go now. Go, Rig, go. Alert, alert. Ready.
Now a give up the middle. This is White, and he'll take it ahead to the 28-yard line.
Oftentimes we praise an offense for their variety of being able to hit people with the run in the pass, but in this game, how about what we're seeing from the safeties? They are all over the field. Doesn't matter if they threw it or if they're trying to run it.
I don't think we've ever awarded an MVU, most valuable unit, but you're right, it might go to them in this game.
I like that, MVU. Well done.
18, Pioneer. 19, Lion. Check go.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. A bullet throw, but incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. The tight end in motion right.
Ready.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. They'll roll him out right. Pass to the sideline and pulled in. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. They defer to White out of the shotgun. And this one not going anywhere. They get him at the 44 for a gain of just a yard. 2nd and 9 from the 44.
Go.
Back to throw. Thomas eluding the pressure right. He turned that into a nice gain. Gets him 8 yards closer for 3rd down.
The plan was clearly to challenge them by sending a blitz on 2nd down, but even the extra guys couldn't catch him in the backfield, though. He doesn't scramble for it first, but he does get the last laugh by evading the blitz and getting beyond the line of scrimmage.
Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. The Bucs on 3rd down. They've had their troubles. Just 1 for 6. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have a Bucs first down. At least it would appear that way. He didn't get it by much, but yes, they do get the conversion on 3rd and 1.
Bronco 80. Ready.
And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
That's out wide for Palmer. Call it a gain of a yard. 3rd and 7 now.
I thought that wasn't a bad time to call the screen. I've thought late game, down on the scoreboard, had to figure they were expecting a pass downfield.
Yeah, so the edge rushers, they're coming. That could have hit big. You're right. Good recognition defensively to snuff that one out.
70 Rangers. Shut up. 19 tight. 19 tight. Go street.
Here's Thomas from the gun on 3rd down. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Keely Ringo picks it off. And the Seahawks are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield. Well, when you start thinking of guys that are in the mix for Defensive Player of the Year, I think you use him as Exhibit A. Maybe he's not the leading guy right now, but he's at least on the periphery and deserves to be in the discussion.
And because of that, he's looking at a game today where in order to make that big move and maybe become the guy, he needs multiple takeaways, multiple big plays, things that get our attention and reverberate for weeks to come.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. They'll run with Walker to begin the drive. 161 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. On this day, the ground has been his, but at least on that individual play, we just saw the defense finally with a win.
Yeah, they finally got one, and that's a win for them, but all game long, he's seen the holes, and they've been huge for him. Kind of like a baseball hitter in the zone.
And nowhere to run for Willis. He goes down. Needs something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down. Went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Here's Willis. To the right side and complete to Metcalf. And he gets this only to the 41. Not near enough for the first. It's a gain of 11, but they're still well short. It's 4th down. From the gun, here's Willis. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Seahawks go for it, but can't convert. And the Buccaneers defense holds, and they get the football back. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. Well, CD, it's all window dressing at this point. I mean, the best they can do is end the game with a nice drive to maybe build some momentum to move forward into their next contest.
Yeah, and with how lopsided this game has been, even one score might not do a lot of cosmetic good on the scoreboard, partner, because it's just about looking forward at this point. Get a touchdown here, give yourself some positive momentum and reps to focus on when you get back to practice in the next couple of days.
Let's go. Buffalo 18. Check out.
On 2nd and a long way to go. Thomas, throw left side complete. That's Palmer. A tough situation to overcome here. 3rd and 17. To throw is Thomas. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Reek Woolen. He may go. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Now the try here for the point after. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Taking it about the 1. And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling again.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
Here we go, shot. Hut, hut.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
No choice but to go.
Here's 4th down now.
Come on, set.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Flushed out right. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And now possession's going to go over with a football at the 20-yard line. So they tried to go for it for pride, but it really wouldn't have mattered. This one, it was already determined.
No doubt about it. This one was over a while ago.
Now it looks like he'll throw here. He's got his big tight end, Fant. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. That'll give him 8 that time, and that'll bring up a 2nd down in just a couple.
7 Pirates, 7 Pirates. Set.
To throw, here's Willis. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And the Seahawks are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line.
Partner, I have to tell you, just one word keeps coming to mind from watching them this afternoon, and that's impressive. They have been impressive from the opening kickoff, and they haven't let up here even into the 4th quarter.
Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. And it's caught. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. The Seahawks offense staying put out on the field. They're going to go for 2.
Cougar 19. Set.
It's complete. And they are just not going to let up as he is into the end zone here for 2 more. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game. So after it's over, you're going to go to the film, find out where the game was really